And just like there is the power of agreement, there is also the power of one. I had to allow God to use what I had no control over to take me into a deeper relationship with him. And I also came to the realization that just because I'm in an interfaith marriage, it hinders God from doing what he wants to do.
How did you guard against things like spiritual pride and thinking you're better than him?
I said in one of the episodes that we did that for me, grace is the key, and my journey has been about God bringing me to a place of learning the depth, the power of the grace that he has extended to me, but also how I extend that.
What am I praying about in a situation like that? How do I pray for him? How do I stay respectful, stay submissive, avoid, spiritual pride? Hello and happy Friday. Welcome back to another episode of the Good Wife podcast. I love hearing back from you, so thank you for your feedback. Keep the comments coming. My mom was castigating me the other day and saying, Rachel, you don't ask your audience to subscribe. I said, Mommy, I don't want to beg people. If they want to subscribe, let them subscribe. She said, no, you're not begging. So guys, please subscribe. Subscribe to for my mom's sake, please subscribe. And give this episode a thumbs up. And of course, leave us a comment, share it with your friends and with your community. We're back again with Pastor Sarah Segane. And this time around, we are talking mixed faith marriages. This conversation was actually sparked by one of you. I want to read the comment specifically. She wrote, which was actually a comment underneath the show that I had with you, the very first conversation I had with you. And she said, hi, Rach, please bring back Pastor Sarah to speak about navigating marriage with a husband who is not born again when the wife is. That point needed to be explored in depth too. So I think she was referring to that conversation. So I remember sending you a screenshot and saying, you need to come back. You need to come back.
And here I am.
Here you are, looking regal.
Thank you.
You look lovely.
Thank you, Rachel.
Before we get into our conversation, this show is proudly supported by Recent Naturals and Newman's Food Limited. Please do support the work that they're doing. Newman's Foods are the makers of a wide variety of snacks. You can find them in any of the leading supermarkets, even that Kafunda shop in your neighborhood. You might find Newman's. So take advantage of that. You have children who are going to school. You don't need to struggle like some of us did. Just buy something that's already made and packed, ready for use. And then, of course, Recent Naturals, if you're into natural skincare, they are the go-to people. She has amazing butters. She actually has a promotion. I don't know when this episode is coming out, but she has a promotion of Christmas in July. And the butters she has made, I know, it's divine. They all smell divine. So please go take advantage of that. Follow her on all her socials, on Instagram and on TikTok, and get yourself some amazing body butters and natural body skincare products. That being said, let's get into our conversation. Oh, thank you to Dansoft Studios as well for hosting us. For any content creator, if you're looking for a space that is efficient, that's professional, I've been getting so many compliments about the picture quality and the sound, courtesy of Dansoft.
So good.
I know, cue the confetti. So yes, please come around and take advantage of this space. You want to create content. They actually are affordable as well. The number will be somewhere. You can reach out to them and book for your shoot. Okay, so Pastor Sarah, welcome back.
Thank you, Rach.
I love you being here because I'm always learning.
And I learn too as I share.
Oh, do you?
Oh, yes.
I was telling you at some point how you are very well spoken. And the last time I had you on this channel, I wanted to blurt out the words, or the compliment actually, not the words. I'm like, does she know that she's so well spoken?
It's so good that I don't know. Otherwise, I would grow very proud. I think there are things that God denies us from knowing
so.
that He can keep us humble.
Yeah.
But thank you so much for the compliment.
You really
I
are.
receive it with love.
You really, really are. And we're happy to have you back on the show. A good place to start, maybe some background and some context. So I've read the message that prompted this conversation.
Right.
And I think that there are couples who are in what we are calling mixed faith relationships. One person maybe is born again, and I think that's the context we are going to approach today. You're born again and maybe your husband isn't, or the husband is born again and the wife is not.
Right.
And there can be some contention in that kind of relationship unless certain things are aligned. And so I think a good place to start would be with your story. Let me not preempt it. Please tell us your story in brief.
In brief.
Yeah.
Well, I in an interfaith marriage.
Okay.
My husband is Catholic and I am born again. I gave my life to Christ after I was married.
Ah, got it.
Yes.
Yeah.
And in the hope that along the way, He would come on board. It's been 30 years. And, I would say 25 years because I gave my life to Christ probably 5 years into our marriage.
Right.
Yes. So it's been 25 years and we're still here.
Happily married.
Happily married.
How do you do it? I think the follow-up question there is how? What have you done, I guess, to still maintain harmony? Because faith is such a fundamental thing.
Absolutely.
To be different, especially in a marriage setting.
Yes.
How have you maintained harmony and, I guess, oneness?
Right.
Yeah.
Rachel, it has been a journey. A journey of fights, a journey of throwing tantrums, a journey of even telling the Lord, I won't serve you until you fix this thing, resolve it. And then I'll continue, a journey of healing from the shame of it. Sometimes we carry unnecessary shame because we just don't understand the mind and the heart of God.
Right.
A journey of healing from judgment because you are in this marriage and you're a pastor and you think that everyone is thinking, and maybe they are, she must be a bad wife. Why isn't that man getting married?
You're not being
getting saved. Yeah. Yes. And so it's been a journey of coming to the place where I am right now. But one key word has been understanding the grace of God.
Right.
Because the greater the dysfunction,
right,
the greater the grace.
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Just like the greater the sin, the greater the grace. So I've walked through it and dealt with the emotions and the sentiments and the whys and why God, why wouldn't you do this? I've prayed, I've fasted, I've tried to live like a good wife, I've done everything. But here we are. And I believe that God has a great purpose in it. I came to the place where I realized that there's a great purpose in all this. Otherwise, He doesn't gain anything from this kind of scenario.
No, He doesn't. He really doesn't.
If there wasn't a greater purpose. Yes.
He really doesn't. And I think like the woman that you are, I can see you try to control the situation.
I'm telling you.
Try to control the situation.
Yeah.
Are you able to share what everyday life looks like, maybe from your own story or from other people's experiences? Again, like I've said, faith is such a fundamental thing.
Yes.
And it informs how we live. It informs the decisions we make. It informs where we go on Sunday.
Right.
It informs how we're raising our children. It informs how we deal with money, how we deal with relationships, how we spend our extra time.
Yes.
Are you going to spend it in a bar? Are you going to spend it with, friends drinking? Or are you going... your faith is what is going to kind of guide you and direct you. So what would everyday life look like? Do you pray? Do you have family altar? Are you able to do your Christian things?
Right.
Do you fast?
Right.
Is there any kind of restraint to, pursuing your walk with God?
Right.
What would that look like?
By the grace of God, Rachel, like I said, it's been a journey, and it started with, like you said, me trying to control everything, because the perfect couple has to pray together.
Right.
The perfect couple has to walk into church together. I was in a church where I was leading, and I was the only married single.
I was going to say single married, but you beat me to it.
And that's not an easy environment to be. I mean, everything that was done, the couples are being invited for dinners, and website photos are being taken, and
you're showing up alone. Oh dear.
And so navigating that has really been, it hasn't been easy. But I came to the place of realizing that I needed to work on my own relationship with God. And just like there is the power of agreement, there is also the power of one.
This is true.
And I think sometimes we underestimate the power of one, because the power of one is what is able to bring you into the power of agreement.
Right.
Yes.
Yeah.
So I had to allow God to use what I had no control over to take me into a deeper relationship with Him. And I also came to the realization that just because I'm in an interfaith marriage, it hinders God from doing what He wants to do.
As if you're strong enough.
I know. I think we've been lied to that that we can confine God. Nothing can confine God.
Absolutely not.
Nothing can stop God.
Yeah.
Yes, He gives the commandments, He gives the word. And yet He's a God that can work over and above the protocols that He gives.
That's so true.
And so the key thing is whether God remains the center of your own relationship and allowing Him to lead you and to guide you. So we started with struggling to pray together, because I at some point I was like, me, I'm born again, he's not.
Therefore,
so we cannot
do this thing together.
We cannot do this thing together. We can do every other thing together, but this
praying,
one, no. And then God brought me to the place of, there's nothing wrong with you praying with Him. Yeah. And then I struggled. I said, but God, no, I don't think our God is the same. I think he's different. He's different. And then God asked me, so how are you going to sanctify Him? How are you going to influence Him? How are you going to show me to Him?
Right.
So, and then I was converted. So it was a journey of conversion. Yeah. Every mindset being, dealt with by God.
Yes.
And as I obeyed, as I surrendered, we are now at a place where we have family altar. In fact, we are at a place where He says that we didn't pray this week.
No way. No kidding. That's so wild.
And so we have a family altar. But then He also has His family altar in our home.
Are you serious?
Out of my submission and surrender to God to do the work.
Right.
And He does the buffing.
Right. Effortlessly, I might add.
I mean, effortlessly, with a lot of prayer, with a lot of dying.
Effortlessly on His part, not on yours.
Exactly.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
So, yeah.
Oh my. There's a lot of, you're so right. I think we do put God in a box.
Yeah.
Because again, if you marry a Christian man, you have done the right thing, you are going to heaven. So
absolutely. And Richard, I would like to add this. There are things that we overrate.
Tell me.
And we think that God is also overrating them.
Right.
His word is important. His word is key. But if only we can come to the place of understanding his heart within his word, then that's the game changer.
That's it.
What is the heart of the Father? Even within his word.
That's so true.
Yeah.
Yes.
So once we master that, then we know how to navigate. We know what to do, when to do it, and what not to do. Yeah.
That's so true.
There are moments, Rachel, when I worried, when God gave me a word and he said, I want you to deal with this, you and your husband. And the moments where I've said, but he's not a believer. He won't understand. And he's like, I've instructed you, go
and
do
deal
it.
with it. Yeah.
Because I've already prepared him. And I've gone to him and just simply said, while I was in prayer, I felt that the Lord is asking us to do ABCD. I avoid being too spiritual.
Right.
I make it as simple as it can be for him to understand. And he has obeyed. But before there was resistance. Why there is now access, why there is all these things happening as they're happening, because God dealt with me.
That's it. That's it. You know, often we are praying that God will fix him. Fix him so that we can be okay. Exactly. Meanwhile, your intention for fixing or your motive is so that you walk into church together. It's so short-sighted.
Yeah. What he's doing is far greater.
It is far greater, you know. And as you were talking about the heart of the Father, even in his word, I was reminded of, so in the book of Matthew, which I have been reading, Jesus confronts the teachers of the law, the Pharisees, who are so strict on the law, you know, you can't heal on the Sabbath.
Exactly.
You can't do this on the Sabbath. And Jesus, I think, refers to Isaiah's words where he says, I desire mercy, not sacrifice. And I think it just got me thinking about how we can be such assistant Holy Spirits where we are so strict on this is the way it is supposed to be. But what is the heart of God?
What is the heart of God?
Because God doesn't want your husband to perish.
Absolutely.
He doesn't want any non-believer to perish.
Absolutely.
Despite how they are living, you know, or, you know, even their stubbornness in saying, I'm not going to accept this thing that you're preaching.
Absolutely.
He's still merciful.
He's still merciful. And scripture says that the letter kills.
Right.
But the Spirit
gives life.
So the heart of the Father is, what is it that brings life to this marriage?
Right.
Or to this situation?
Right.
Or to this circumstance? For as long as I wasn't postured well, I had no life to carry into our spiritual arrangement.
Yep. You can lose the plot before it even starts. Yeah. So now suddenly you are born again. This man, he's not even worthy of me. It's crazy.
Yeah.
It is crazy. How did you guard against things like spiritual pride and thinking you're better than him? And, you know, the things that we feel when we are like, oh, suddenly now I'm aligned. Now I am a born again Christian, you know, or feeling that you are carrying the marriage alone, which I know we talked about in a previous episode.
Right.
How did you guard against that?
Grace, extending grace. I said in one of the episodes that we did that for me, grace is the key, and my journey has been about God bringing me to a place of learning the depth, the power of the grace that he has extended to me, but also how I extend that to others. I also came to the place of understanding that just because he is not yet born again, God cannot speak through him. Yes. And if God can speak through a donkey,
if he can,
yes, how can he not be able to speak through him? But also that took a posture of me ensuring that I am covering and praying for him, that God would use him to lead well. Yes, that God would work through him in spite of the fact that he has not yet given his heart to the Lord in the way he should. And so there is power in prayer.
There is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There is power in prayer, especially if it is coming from a heart that is consecrated. But also, I brought my pride to the Lord because it's human. It's human to feel like, and it's harder when you are a prophetic person like I am. And I believe that every woman has an age of, being prophetic.
I
agree. By the call of God, of an Ezra. So it is submitting every word to the Lord and saying, God, this is what I'm sensing. And God showing me how to give that word if he wants me to give it. Not from a posture of arrogance. And if I received any pushback,
humble yourself.
I would humble myself because God is more interested in the atmosphere within the marriage than the delivery of the word or than the action that needs to be taken with respect to the word.
Right.
So I think sometimes we underestimate the atmosphere, that God is more interested in the environment, the oneness, the agreement, than the prophetic word or than the instruction that has been given.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So we need to balance that.
We do.
Yeah.
We do. He's more interested in the atmosphere because I would like to think that the atmosphere is what hosts his presence.
Absolutely.
Because he says in his word that when we are in agreement, when we are united, Psalm 133, that he commands a blessing.
Yes.
And so if there's disagreement, if there's disunity, again, and you can be justified because God, you have given me this word.
Exactly.
You have told me to say this thing, and he's not in alignment. And you feel the need to correct and to rebuke. And if he doesn't listen or respond, then you pick up some more anger and,
Exactly.
And so you're missing the point.
Exactly.
Again, back to the heart of the Father. What does he desire?
Exactly. Trust God more than the word.
That's it. That's it.
Yeah.
He has given you one word. He has many more.
Yes.
He has many more. In interfaith relationships, especially if it's the wife, and I feel like this applies to even when you feel that maybe both of you are born again, but you feel like you are spiritually stronger than your husband. How did you manage to remain respectful? The Bible calls women to submit to their husbands. And I know many times we think husbands are not worthy of submission because we feel like they're not loving us like Christ loved the church. We have reasons why we feel like they're not worthy of our submission. And so now in this case, if this person says not born again, he doesn't even understand how Christ loved the church. So why must I submit? Tell us about, I know you said it's a journey, what that has looked like, submission, where there's been pushback, where there's been adamance, like I don't really care what you do, where you felt like it would be nice for him to come to church with me. Do you still wake up and prepare breakfast before you leave? Do you still come home and be a wife? Or are you feeling like, no, I think I have arrived. In fact, at church, they call me prophetic,
Prophetess.
Prophetess. So what has that journey looked like for you?
Oh, Lord. I don't even know where to start. Yeah. Wow. I think I said something in one of the episodes before that, yes, God has called us to submission, but not to submit foolishly. Yes. And what do I mean by that? I'm not saying that, rebel against, your husband, but that while you are submitting, also know what to bring to the Lord in prayer.
Yes.
With respect to what you feel you shouldn't be submitting to. The other thing, Rachel, is that we need to separate submitting to a person to submitting to God.
That's true.
And a lot of us feel like we are submitting to a person and not submitting to God. But God is far greater than the person or even what is still misaligned in the person.
Right.
So you are not submitting to just the person, you're submitting to God.
Correct.
Because the instruction came from God. And if you are submitting to God, then you must be confident that he is covering whatever fears that you might have with respect to your posture of submission.
That's true. That's so true.
So you are not you're not obeying a God that is not aware of the dynamics of your marriage, the dynamics of the situation that you're facing. There's a far greater God than your husband's weakness, than what you feel is not right, with your husband. And so you must have the faith that he's covering you even as you're submitting. He's covering whatever has capacity to go wrong. Even as you are submitting. So that is very key with the area of submission. Now, I have had to work hard with respect to humbling myself.
Right.
And that's prayer, that's fasting.
Yeah.
It's really a life of consecration.
That's it.
24/7.
That's it.
So I live a very, very fasted life. I often tell people that what you are facing informs how you do life with God.
Say that again.
What you are facing informs how you do life with God. It means that for some of us, the call will be greater and higher than others. So I cannot compare my marriage to your marriage.
Anyone else's.
For example, Rachel.
Yeah.
Because the dynamics are totally different. The call, the standard I'm called to is higher because the dynamics of the marriage
are different. Yeah.
And so I had to come to a place of appreciating that, acknowledging it, but also embracing it as my journey, but also being aware that God cannot call me to a higher standard, whether of humility, whether of grace, whether of love, without making provision for me to be able to walk that path.
Yeah. You really can't.
So face it. I mean, that's what, you face it. That's what it is. Yeah.
And I think as you share, I would want for you to speak to the people who find themselves in situations like that. For some, it was choice. They made a decision to marry someone. So they went in knowing. Maybe not the extent of what it was going to look like.
Exactly.
But, I'm in love. This person loves me. And they're a good person. That's what we always tell ourselves.
Yes.
And they get in there and then they realize, of course, it's not as straightforward.
Absolutely.
No marriage is actually, which is why I gave the example of we're both born again Christians. And I think I've seen this said somewhere that even though you're both born again, you still need to talk about what you believe.
Exactly.
Because what we believe can actually be different. There are people who will say, I don't believe in tithing. Yes. Whereas tithing for you is a serious matter.
Big deal.
It's
a big deal.
So I think those conversations need to be had. So to the person who is watching today and they are in a situation like this, possibly by choice, like you have said, the dynamics of each of our marriages are different, and how you, what was the phrase you said? What's going on in your marriage determines how you walk with God.
Yes.
What would you say is like the first step? Like what should they do in order to get back into alignment? Because alignment is everything, like we have said.
Right.
To kind of get back to the place where now they are partnering with God in spite of the differences between them and their significant other.
Right. The first place, Rachel, is understanding that there's grace even in a situation like that. Just because you made that choice does not mean God has abandoned you.
Right.
Neither does it mean that God is punishing you. Yeah, it is easy to feel like you're being punished by God because you made a choice, that did not quite align to what the word of God says. But even when we break the word of God, for a situation like that, you can't tell someone, get out of the marriage. No. You made vows.
Yeah.
So you've got to anchor yourself in the grace. Receive the grace. That there's grace to help you within the dysfunction of that nature.
Yes.
Right? But also, don't expect that your marriage will look like another person's marriage. Yeah? Know that there is a higher price for you to pay.
Right.
And embrace that.
Yeah.
But in the high price that you need to pay, there is enablement through the grace of God to pay the price.
There is.
So what God is basically asking you to do is to submit to God, to yield and to surrender to Him so that He can use that scenario for greater good. The Bible is clear. It says that all things work together for the good of those who love the Lord. The key fight there is love. Staying in love.
Yeah.
The love of God.
Yeah.
So don't lose the love. The moment you step out of the love of God, then it can never work together for the good.
It really can.
So the battle there is to ensure that you stay in the love of God. Yeah? Stay in God. Stay loving God. Stay extending love. Stay forgiving. Stay patient. Compassionate.
That's it. That's it. And those who love God, He measures through your obedience.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
You don't just say, I love you. It's, are you obeying?
Are you obeying? Yeah, that's the measure.
That is the measure.
Yeah.
And the obedience is, if He says, love your neighbor, then you love that man.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Love him, and who knows what God is going to do through your obedience.
Exactly.
Right?
And part of the price that you have to pay is that you are a 24/7 intercessor.
Ouch. There's no soft life for you, my friend.
There's no.
Yes.
That's part of the high price.
Yeah.
You've got to be trained and equipped in praying and how to pray.
Right. Right.
It comes with that package.
It does.
Yeah.
It does.
Rachel, I find that a lot of times our greatest struggles come from our inability to embrace our situations.
You are in my head. I might spill my secrets, but I'll tell you after. Yeah?
That it is what it is.
Yeah. We wrestle at that point.
We wrestle. We are in denial. We are saying, no.
Yeah.
The moment you say, this is what my life is,
Yeah.
I accept.
Yeah.
But then I reach for
help, higher help. That's it. That's it. We get stuck at the wrestle. Yeah. We get stuck in denial. Get stuck in comparison.
So
we're talking about comparison
just before the show. Yeah.
We get stuck there. Why is the other marriage looks easy?
Exactly.
They look like they're having the time of their life.
Exactly.
That's the way marriage is supposed to be. Who said?
Absolutely. And the moment we step into that realm, we strangle grace.
Right.
We strangle the anointing.
Right.
We strangle the purpose that God is trying to birth through that scenario, because there's purpose being birthed.
There is.
Yeah.
There is.
Yeah.
I think it's in taking God, in betting on God, taking a bet on God, that if He brought you to that situation or that scenario, maybe even if He didn't and you made the choice yourself,
right,
He is able to turn anything
around
for your good.
Yes.
And for His glory, because
exactly.
God will maximize any opportunity to get
Absolutely.
glory.
I'm always challenged by the scripture in John 9, I think, of the disciples who were asking Jesus, who sinned?
Mm-hmm.
The man that was born blind.
Yes.
Did this man sin? Is it his parents? And Jesus simply says,
no one.
It happened that the works of God would be manifest through him.
Exactly.
So there are things that will never change, Rachel. And we need to come to that reality, that there are things that God won't change because it is in that unchanging,
That's it.
that his works are manifest.
That's so true. That's so true. I wish I was not the host of this show. Yeah, I want to sit and listen. I want to sit and listen because you're speaking. I had a reflection, which I'm not at liberty to share, so I will tell you off air about the same thing. It's just in the accepting of the situation and then leaning into God's grace,
Exactly.
that then he releases it and enables you to work in that
Exactly.
marriage.
To navigate.
To navigate it.
Yeah. And for it to bear fruit.
Exactly.
Yeah. Because there is fruit.
There is fruit. Yeah. It's not all doom and gloom.
No.
It's not all doom and gloom.
Yeah.
But let's talk things like, raising children. And again, you can share from your own experience or just in general. Again, somebody in a situation like that, the husband says Catholic, just like yours, or maybe doesn't believe in any of the religious nonsense. And they don't care for church. They don't care for raising children in, what you consider valuable, which is godly values. Again, like I said, your faith will inform most of how you live.
Right.
But I think the big one now in a relationship like that is, how do you raise children? Where do you take them? Do you go to Sunday school? Do you go to church? Do they stay home? How can women and men navigate scenarios like that?
Right. Rich, like I said before, sometimes there are things that we exalt and overrate. And I am so mindful that God would love for children to be raised in the church, for example. But I also tell people that where you're not agreeing, don't do anything.
Right.
If there is strife, allow time for God to bring the agreement.
Right.
There is no urgency.
Say that again.
There is no urgency.
Yeah.
I think we have been put in a place where we feel that if not now, it will never be. God is not panicking. Rachel, I have seen God walk me and my husband to the place where he tithes, but he's not born again.
Wow.
So allowing God to do that work. Allowing God to bring the illumination, allowing God to do the conviction. You said something about us trying to be second Holy Spirit. Yes. But can we give God room to do the work that he desires to do? In and through us, but also in and through the other person.
That's true.
Yeah. I remember there's a time we were planning I think it was our 20th anniversary.
And
And
how long have you been married, by the way?
I've been married 30 years. Yeah.
Pastor Sarah.
Yes.
I swear, I thought you were going to say like 25.
No, 30. 30 years.
Nice.
30. And 25 years, and I'm planning this thing. It was very spiritual because I knew God.
Yes.
Everyone was telling me, why would you do an anniversary at 20? But it was clear instructions from the Lord. Yeah. And so when God gives me an instruction, I take it back to him and I pray. And so I said, but God, we didn't have money. We didn't have money, Rachel. We were broke. We were, I think, going through an issue with our home, trying to redeem it through mortgage and all that stuff. And I wasn't working. God had taken me off work. My husband had retired. Generally, things were bad financially. And God said, I will do this anniversary. And so I went ahead. But then I said, now, God, our vows now, what will happen with the vows? And the Lord said, start to plan.
Right.
And so I tell my husband about this. And he said, fine, let's do it. And then the first thing he said, we have to contact Reverend Father so-and-so. And it happened to be his uncle who had married us.
Okay.
And then I started to think, God, no, when, no, how? And God said, just plan.
Calm down.
So we plan everything. And 2 days to the function, my husband tells me that he's unable to come. The Reverend is unable to come.
Okay.
The Reverend Father is unable to come.
Yeah.
And I had alerted my spiritual dad because I had wanted him. That Sarah said, it has to be the God of my spiritual father, since the first God was not was suspect.
Oh dear.
You know? But again, it was in my yielding, in my surrender that God changed everything.
Yeah.
And so he is so mindful.
He is.
He is so mindful.
Yeah.
If only we can. But also there are things that have let him, do, but they've not hurt. As I thought they would hurt.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
In issues that in intermarriages, there are issues of alcohol. My husband doesn't drink, yes. But sometimes we host people that drink.
True.
And it's something that used to irk me so much. How can we allow alcohol in the home? How? I'm a pastor. I am, but God was doing a far greater work.
That's true.
Yeah? And now it is something that we talk over. I'm able to say, you know what? I think we now have to talk to our friends because this is what we believe. We believe, yeah, I've won him over in certain, or God has won him over. So it's a journey that is delicate, that needs a lot of obedience, humility, wisdom, understanding, tolerance, a measure of tolerance, because behind it all, God is doing far greater than what we can see. And what we desire.
True.
Yeah.
That is so true. And I think really the struggle is in not controlling the situation. And I think as wives, maybe that's one of our biggest pitfalls.
Yes.
We want to control.
Exactly.
Yeah. Like if I shape him like this, if I say like this, maybe he will turn, maybe he will start to, maybe he... and so we try conversation, then we send Uncle so-and-so to talk to him, we send best man, and we are not seeing the outcome. And the more we are not seeing it, the more we get frustrated.
And it's a level of witchcraft.
Right? Are you serious? Because we're manipulating.
You're manipulating.
Manipulation.
Yeah.
So you're trying to alter and turn a situation for your good. Meanwhile, rarely our motives. I mean, there'll be the overarching intention. I want him to know Christ.
Yes.
For his soul to be saved and all. But I think most times it's for the optics.
Exactly.
How it will look like, how
the convenience.
What
people think about us.
Exactly. Yeah. Exactly. All of which are not really in God's agenda. God's agenda. Oh, we struggle.
We do.
We struggle for lack of knowledge.
We really do struggle.
Yeah. Earlier on, I introduced a concept about, you being born again, even with your spouse, and still being at different levels or at different levels.
Yes.
As a wife, you feel like you are more spiritually attuned. As a husband, I'm good. I'm doing the bare minimum, right? For the wife who is watching and they find themselves in a situation like that, what would be the first step to inquiring of God or partnering with God? What's even the prayer point there? Because the man is already saved, What am I praying for? That he can read his Bible more, that he can pray more, that he can come to overnights with me. What am I praying about in a situation like that? How do I pray for him? How do I stay respectful, stay submissive, avoid, spiritual pride, self-righteousness, and all of the above?
Rachel, it is giving yourself over to God more. Absolutely. Because we need to come to a place where we realize that God can work in and through you to accomplish, or God can work in and through other people to accomplish what he wants. It started with him in the first place, yes. And so I would say it is to yield more to God. Give yourself more. I often tell ladies who struggle with, I'm the one carrying the financial burden. He's not doing anything. And you're saying, you give yourself more to God, that he may work in and through you, yes, to compensate whatever is not yet on the other side. So it's more of a dying. Die more.
We don't like to hear that.
Yeah. Just die more.
Yeah.
Just allow yourself for God to use you much more, to work through you much more than he's been doing. For me, I think that's the solution. Because I came to a point where, Rich, my husband had, and I've said this before, he had suffered 3 heart attacks. And he was on the mend. And there are things he just couldn't do.
So you had to do them.
There are things he just couldn't do. And that particular adversity could have opened doors for so many things to happen. Yeah. Because I could have done it in the marriage setting with everything. I could have said, what do I do now? This can't happen. This can't happen. Let me try elsewhere.
Let me try elsewhere.
Yeah, you know. Yeah. But I've seen God work far much more, probably than he could even have done when my husband was healthy and well.
Wow.
Simply because I said, God, here I am. Just do whatever you need to do through me. Birth what you need to birth. And when I say birthing, it is really spiritual.
That's it.
So my prayer life went to another level. I have to pray, much more than how others are praying. I've got to, to surrender much more than others are surrendering. And I've seen God do far greater and more awesome things through my yielding. So give yourself, woman.
Yeah.
Just give yourself to Jesus.
Yeah.
Let him do what he needs to do in and through you.
Yeah. We don't like to hear that word, surrender, yield.
Yeah.
Because it's uncomfortable.
It's uncomfortable.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're asking me to do something, to let go of certain things, to allow things to slide. Sometimes not even to address them in real time.
Yeah.
Before you pray about them, before you give them to God. It's a slower, it's not a shortcut.
It's slower.
It is
it's
slower.
Delayed.
Yes.
It requires more waiting.
True.
More patience.
True.
Yeah.
But
and that's hard.
It is hard. And I think to your point, the moment you yield and surrender, a grace is released. I remember, and I think I've shared this before, there's a season in my marriage where, I mean, to my credit, I was completely yielded to God. And I don't say this to brag. I say this to make my point. That when that season came, that difficult season came, it was easy to extend grace to my husband. It was easy to be compassionate.
Yeah.
Even I didn't understand myself. It was like I was having an out-of-body experience.
Wow.
How am I this calm? How am I not complaining and quarreling? And because I had every reason to, But I look back at that time and I remember it was not, there was a grace that was available in that season that has carried me even throughout to this day, that only came from yielding.
That's right.
Now, before the yielding, I remember I had struggled so much in the daily conflicts of marriage. We had moments of strife and tension and silent treatment. And it was really born out of trying to fix. As women, Auntie, we want to align this man to be like this.
Yes.
If he can be like this consistently for 31 days, we will be fine. We'll be okay. And he wasn't aligning. Every time I looked one way, he turned the other way. And I remember being so exhausted and telling God, no, something has to give. Yeah, I've tried everything. I've tried talking. I've tried counselors. I've tried everything. And the basic solution was to yield, submit, come back to me, come back to your regular time of prayer, reading my word. And it sounded so simple and basic, Pastor Sarah. I was like, there is no way my marriage is going to change because I have yielded. And I thought, this is it. My life is off. We are really going to die
I'm
now.
telling you.
But little by little, like you've said, it's a journey. There were days when I felt confident. Then there were days where I was like,
you picked it up.
Yeah, there's no way this is going to work.
Yeah.
But with more yielding, I think when you lean into God, he gives you like 10 miles. He comes to you like 10 miles.
That's the thing.
One step, 1,000 steps.
Absolutely.
Because he's greater.
Absolutely.
And so there's a power in yielding. It can feel like weakness.
Yes.
It can feel unfair.
Yes.
It can feel like you're failing. But when you look back in hindsight, there's a grace that carries you to do the things that you thought the old Rachel would never be able to do.
Yeah.
That. So when we hear yielding, it's a tough gospel.
It is.
But there's a lot of good that can come out of it.
Absolutely. Our Savior yielded, and see what we got out of that.
Right.
He said, not my will,
but yours.
I wish I had my way.
But I will allow for
But I will allow. He also had his way.
Yeah.
And sometimes we think that Jesus didn't have his way.
Right.
He did. But he yielded it.
To the
and the moment he made that statement, not as I will, but as you will, that is when the divine help was released.
That's it.
Yeah.
That's it. I mean, it was just there in the Garden of Gethsemane, just as the soldiers were coming to pick. The time he sweated blood.
Yes.
And help came. Mm-hmm. He was enabled for the mission.
Absolutely. Same posture we need to take.
Yeah.
The other thing, Rachel, is for us to, I think, come to the realization that a lot of things actually that God asks us to do are working in our favor.
That's it.
I struggled with the fact that my husband wasn't or isn't as spiritual as I am. Mm-hmm. And I kept saying, God, at least the basics. Because even in Catholic Church, we used to meet and pray. Then I struggled with having to be the one calling the meetings, having the one to be the one preparing the word for the day. Yeah. Having, I said, God, no, this is, And God said, but Sarah, this is working in your favor. You're being built up.
Right.
Can you just see that side?
Right.
Can you just see that other side that you're not just giving, but you're also receiving?
Yeah.
Yeah. You're being built up. You're being, you're growing in me. You are. So the enemy has a way of, making us feel like I'm giving, I'm losing.
It's like you're being shortchanged.
I'm being shortchanged.
Yeah.
But we have a lot to gain.
Absolutely.
And
And when you look at life through the eternal lens, it really does change your perspective.
Yes.
Because you're investing in eternity. You're investing.
Oh, that's the word.
You're investing in what's to come.
Exactly.
So there's no way you're being shortchanged.
Never.
There is just no way.
Never.
Of course, it's difficult to see it when you're in the trenches, but
Yeah.
It is for your good.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
What would you say are some of the victories, if you can remember? I know you've shared one. You guys are doing family altar now.
Yes.
And I think in many ways he has been won over, not really by you, mostly by your obedience and submission. If you could think of any other victories, things that used not to be but are now.
Right.
Because you yielded, because you submitted and you decided, let me trust God with this journey, even though it doesn't look like what I would want it to look like.
Rachel, our finances moved to another level.
Oh, did they?
Yes. We were struggling quite a bit.
Yeah.
I had my money, he had his money.
Oh.
And now we are able to bring our money
together. Wow.
And apportion it.
Wow.
I find it difficult when I hear couples say that I take care of this and he takes care of that. Takes care of that. I think that's already an open, check for the enemy to bring disagreement and
division.
For you to division and
Yeah.
And so we're able to, when money comes in, even what I receive, whether it's a love offering, I've got to surrender and say,
this is what we have.
We have this.
Yes.
How can we use it?
Yes. What are the needs?
What are the needs? Yeah. And so for me, that's a big one because that's a big area for marriage. I talked about the tithing. We are able to give. And again, I struggled because initially it was like, let me take to my Catholic church and I also take
to my born again church.
I struggled. I'm like, but no, it has to be.
Yeah.
God said.
Says who?
And so I submitted to that as well. So we tithe. We have an arrangement. We have agreed on certain things. Let it be that way. As the Lord works to bring us to
together.
Yes, to where he would want us to be. I talked about the family altar for his family and our own family altar. And I think those are the key. Those are the key
victories.
Yeah, key victories. But also peace. Peace. Because when you are not at peace within you,
that's it. There's not much that can happen. And I think one of the fast miracles that God will do in your life, in any circumstance, by the way, this is not just marriage, whether it's financial or a healing that needs to take place, is he'll give you peace.
Yeah.
He'll heal you inwardly.
Exactly.
You know, I was reading, a friend of mine shared with me her journal reflections. She was turning 40 last week. And she was sharing, of course, difficult seasons growing up and then into her early adulthood. And life has been tough. But she says one of the things that God did for her was give her joy in her heart and heal her heart. And we underestimate that miracle. And even as I say it now, it might sound so simplistic. Joy, anyone can have joy. You joke.
You're joking.
You joke.
There's so many
joyless
miserable
people.
Married people.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And so for God to fill your heart with joy in spite of what you're dealing with is such a miracle.
It is.
It is such a miracle. I think for me, the closest example I can give is in my journey to have more children. I keep saying that for me, one of the first miracles, even before I see the children, is peace in my heart.
Exactly.
I used to be, I think the word is despair. You know, like every month I would be like, it has not happened again. You know, seeing darkness, it's like the future is bleak. This thing is never going to happen. And then, of course, the enemy whispers all these things. It's shame. It's you're only going to have, you'll be known as the one who stopped at one, even though you wanted more, you know. And I used to meditate on those things. I'd be like, my life is over. Kill me now, you know.
The devil is a liar.
He really is. And so for me to smile through my period and be okay.
Absolutely.
And trust God and say, you'll make this happen. Yeah. Even if you don't.
Exactly.
He's given me purpose. He's given me meaning. Yeah. Like I wake up in the morning and I have things to do. Things that are meaningful.
Absolutely.
And have eternal consequence.
Absolutely.
You know, so I think for me, it's such a big deal.
It is.
Yeah. And I was telling my friend that there are so many people who they don't even know what it means to have joy. They're there in the status quo and life is there. There's struggles and they lean into the struggles and, oh, I'm miserable and I'm stressed and I'm frustrated. But to walk with your head up high when life could be possibly crumbling around you is an underrated miracle.
Absolutely.
It really is. So
good.
Thank you for sharing your life, Pastor Sarah. I know you said to me, I think we're off air. We've had several conversations today.
Yes.
That one of the things I think God told you is that your life would be an open book.
Yes, an open book. Actually, that's the word. I was trying to remember the word that my friend, she said it's an open book.
Open book, right? And for not holding back, because the things that you share can be hard for many people to share.
Absolutely.
And yet you sharing them brings freedom. It brings a sense of hope for those who were feeling stuck and saying, will this marriage ever work? And maybe I should leave. You know, we are always on to the next best thing.
Next best thing.
Maybe leaving is an option, you know. And so I really bless God for using you and then for yielding, because you can also say, nah, that's not what I signed up for. So what would you say in conclusion to our audience, in light of what we have shared? What's one thing that you'd want to leave with them?
I think what I would say is that everything that you are facing and going through is a curriculum.
Right.
It is a curriculum, and it is a curriculum not just for others, but it is a curriculum within which your purpose is situated. Rich, there are things that I have wanted God to fix, and He has said, I won't fix it. because it is fixing you for the work that I want you
to do. Yeah.
And so when we walk through situations without finding purpose in them, then they start to become burdensome. Then we start to feel like I have a raw deal. My life could have been better. You know, but the truth is you are living your best life now.
Yeah. Yeah.
You are living your best life now. If you don't embrace that, you'll never step into more. There is more, absolutely. But just because you're living your best life now does not mean there is no more. There is more for you. But you must embrace and appreciate that this is the best life that I have. How can I make the best of it? Because there's still something that God is working that is precious, even within what you undermine, even within what you feel like it's a raw deal. You know, I deserve better. You know, there's still something that God is birthing. And if we only can allow him to birth what he needs to birth now, then he will open us to more.
That's it.
It's basically saying, God, here's my womb. Use it to birth now, even as you are going to use it to birth more. That's what I would say.
I love it. I love it. Thank you so much for being here and for sharing your heart and for opening up your life for us to learn from, for us to be encouraged, for us to be inspired. And before we close, I would like for you to say a prayer for those that are watching, for those that feel discouraged that they are in the situation that they are in and even considering leaving and would like, what's the word? An olive branch? I don't know if that's the phrase. They would like a lifeline in this season. We'll just bow our heads and pray.
Father, we thank you because there is hope in you. Your word says that at the scent of water, the tree that has been cut, the branches that have been cut off, the stems that have died will receive life again. Thank you that even as we shared on this podcast, that hope is being restored to someone. Someone's hope that has been cut off by what they see, by the mistakes they've made, by the mistakes of others, that you are restoring hope. Thank you that you are not a God who has called us to be stuck in a victim mentality, but in you we have victory. And so, Father, for whatever situation anyone might be facing that appears to be insurmountable, I thank you that there is victory in you, that there are answers in you, that there are solutions in you, that there is wisdom and counsel in you. And so, Father, I ask that you would send help from heaven in the name of Jesus to those that are discouraged, to those that are frustrated, to those that are exhausted, to those that are disappointed, to those that feel like they have come to the end of the road. In fact, Lord, it is good for us to come to the end of the road of ourselves so that you can start. And so for the person that feels they've done everything and they've not seen any fruit, I thank you that that is a good opportunity for you to step in. And so, Father, step into those situations and do only that which you can do. I ask that grace would abound. I ask that peace would abound. I ask that love would abound. And I ask that hope would abound. We thank you. We bless you. We honor you. For in Jesus' name we've prayed.
Amen.
Amen.
Amen. Thank you. You're so special to this channel. And you have really benefited from Risa Naturals and
I have more double. Oh, wow.
You really benefited from Risa Naturals, like I said, the makers of amazing body care products. So if you are into natural skincare products, please do consider Risa Naturals. And like I said, they have a Christmas in July collection. You need to run, actually. Don't walk. Don't walk.
And they're so close to my home, so I'm going to pay a visit.
Please.
Thank you, Risa.
Please.
God bless you. Continue to beautify us.
And Newman's tasting the magic over here with a wide range of snacks. So if you're into popcorn, you enjoy your gonja crisps, you enjoy your potato crisps. Pastor Sarah's favorite, I think, is the hard corn.
Yes.
They are amazing. Sim as well. So if you're in your health era, there's some amazing options as well. Cashew nuts. Please do take advantage of that. Any leading supermarket in your location. Ta-da!
Thank you, Newman. God expand you and prosper you.
Awesome. Thank you all for watching. Please do subscribe to this channel. Give it a thumbs up and let us know in the comments if you've enjoyed our episode and if you want to see Pastor Sarah back and what you want her to talk about, because she has to come back. God bless you. Until next week. Bye-bye.